largest AIDS conference on Earth takes place every 2 years. People travel from all over the world just to be there. Why? Because it isn't just about research. It's about human rights, sexuality, politics, and even culture. I'm Mark S. King, and I'm blogging from AIDS2010 in Vienna. Welcome to another day at AIDS 2010. This is day 4, and let me be honest with you about something. I'm exhausted. I've been going at this for 4 days now. These conferences can kill you. I'm right here in the middle of the main media room of AIDS 2010, and thank God the lighting is good because I can feel my facial fillers falling down to my jaw. A couple more days of this, I'm going to look like Richard Nixon. Well, let's get on with the day, shall we? We got 2 more days, and today, you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about art. I'm thinking about how much AIDS has inspired the artistic sense in people. And you see it everywhere you look in the conference. Let's take a stroll around, and I'll show you what I mean. Everywhere you go at AIDS 2010, people are expressing themselves artistically. It may just be a way to bring attention to an exhibit or an issue, but art seems to have a larger role here than that. Even the nonprofit logos are graphically artistic and interesting, and the symbol of the conference itself is everywhere. Organizers explain it depicts a ribbon cutting dramatically through spheres of moving circles. It represents a crossroads, they say, of different regions and cultures, while the circles represent people and organizations and opinions coming together. I think it would make a nice wallpaper, or a pretty picture to hang in the kitchen.
I think art is one way to express your feelings and emotions, and AIDS and HIV is very emotional because it's personal for many people being here at this conference, and they have a way to express their feelings via art.
Speaking of art, there was one event I looked forward to the whole week, the production of Star Whores 3, featuring sex workers from around the globe dancing and performing about the need for human rights to be extended to them. I don't know what I liked more, the title Star Whores, or the fact they had mounted this production twice before. Somewhere during the colorful gyrations of the cast, or maybe it was the video interlude of the importance of condoms during group sex, it struck me. I bet they don't see this at the International Convention of Tax Consultants, or the Teachers Union. And that made me happy to work in AIDS, because I loved Star Wars.
Art makes us look at the world with a beautiful eye, I think, and just that positive side of beauty and everything. I think that brings something very natural and colorful and beautiful to the fight against AIDS. That's probably...
No, it's a great way of expression, and it's a great way for people to connect with others through different media.
It's not a thing that people in their daily lives will automatically connect to positive action and to all kinds of positive ideas. So art is a way to express those thoughts.
Women in Botswana are producing ostrich eggshell beads, which is part of their culture. And one of the things that we noticed is that the women there are often exploited sexually and otherwise when they don't have income. So one of the things that we wanted to do was to start buying things from women so that they would then have choices that they could make when they have cash to support themselves and their family.
Of course, art and AIDS isn't new. In the 1980s, AIDS was rarely discussed, and artists and activists had to find a voice for their grief and their anger. They found it through art, producing plays, artwork, music, graphics, and memorials. The Silence Equals Death graphic, created in 1986, is one of the finest examples of the marriage of art and AIDS activism, and in 1991, the simple but artistic red ribbon made its debut at the Tony Awards. In 1985, the NAMES Project AIDS Memorial Quilt was created, and is now the largest public art project in the world. It was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in 1989. And the quilt concept is present here at AIDS 2010, where the quilt project is underway, so those at the conference can create a panel on the spot in honor of those they have lost. Panels are quickly sewn together, and they have many, far too many, panels already.
Well, I think that AIDS brings out the humanity in people, and part of being a human is expression and creation and bringing your emotions out. And because HIV and AIDS is associated with so much struggle and rebellion and hardship, people want to express themselves and create.
Welcome back to the Media Center here at AIDS 2010. We're at the end of day 4. It's been a terrific day, and I like what people had to say about art today, about the different inspirations for art. One thing I know is that I believe it was Freud who said that the artistic mind is released during sleep when the id takes over. I like the sound of that. So I'm going to go release some id or something, and I'm going to see you tomorrow for our last full day of coverage from AIDS 2010. Thank you so much for keeping up with me. Good night.